Hello, in this course we're going to cover the basic training on navigating iterations and workspaces in the CodeBot platform. To log in, you should receive an invite to the platform in your email. This invite will have a link to CodeBot, a username, which is almost always your email address, as well as an initial password. If using SSO, click Sign In with SSO, enter a username, and get access to the platform that way. If you're using a password, we utilize multi-factor authentication via a mobile device. Scan the QR code in a multi-factor app. What's most common is Google Authenticator or Microsoft Authenticator, and follow the prompts to get into the platform. If you're having any trouble logging in, we can help you. Please reach out to your company admin or to our team. Once you've logged in, you'll see our home screen. On the upper right, you can toggle between two home screen options. Then under your profile, you can change basic settings, including your time zone. If you're using a password to log in, we suggest that you change your password, and you can do so here. You can also keep other MFA keys if necessary, but most can ignore that for now. Clicking back home, we can go over the basic navigation. You can access modules by selecting a module from the left-hand navigation bar or through the home screen tiles. CodeBot users tend to accumulate a lot of workbooks through using the tool. The best way to stay organized is to utilize iterations and workspaces in a strategic way. The rest of this course will provide some organization basics for fast navigation and smart workflows. First, let's start with the basic concepts. There are modules, which are areas in SAP SuccessFactors. Workspaces, these are folders within CodeBot to help you stay organized. Iterations consist of action buttons and a link to the workbook itself. Workbooks, that's an online spreadsheet file with the configuration either in Google Sheets or Microsoft O365. And then there's the action or execution, and that's the task that the bot is being prompted to run. You can access the main workflow one of two ways. The first way is to select the workspace icon on the left-hand navigation bar. From there, all of your workspaces will be available for you to select. Once you click on one, you can navigate between your modules using this drop-down menu. Be sure to favorite and or pin the modules that you work with most often. They will then be pinned to the top of the window. Additionally, you can edit, share, or archive workspaces. Sharing workspaces with colleagues is recommended to help you work together and collaborate efficiently. When you have older workspaces that you no longer use, you can simply archive them instead of having to delete the data. This helps you keep a cleaner window, essentially. It is most common to name workspaces based on a project goal or a time of year or the primary instance that you'll generate the workbooks from. The second way to get to your main workflow is my preferred way, and that's to go into the module first. You can get there by either selecting a module tile on the home page or by using the left-hand navigation. You can also favorite modules and access them from the favorites at the top. Regardless of how you get there, the point is to get to the iteration window. This is the main window for users. Iterations are made up of three parts: the instance and iteration details, the workbook link, and the actions menu. For first-time users, select Add New Iteration to create your first iteration. At this screen, you can select an instance, which loads the instance's details, set an iteration number, create or select a workspace, and add a description. You'll create that workspace in the line below the workspace dropdown. Creating an iteration does not impact SAP SuccessFactors. It merely creates a copy of the CodeBot workbook template. Then click on the workbook link to open the workbook. In a later course, we'll discuss some of the workbook formatting as well as some spreadsheet basics. But for first-time users, you may have trouble initially opening this workbook. You may need to log in to either Google Sheets or Microsoft, or create an account on either platform. But most commonly, you need to do one of two things. First is share the iteration to your user. Click the share icon and type in your email address. Second is to add another iteration. This should only be necessary on your very first time accessing the iteration. From then, you should be able to get straight in. The rest of these iteration action buttons are edit. This button takes you back to the add iteration window, and that's good for when you're migrating configuration or moving iterations between workspaces. Delete, this deletes the iteration, does not delete or impact the configuration at all. I like to point out that you cannot delete configuration using CodeBot. Clone, this is very useful for creating clean copies of your workbooks. Great for when you're comparing workbooks. Share helps you with troubleshooting to access to the workbook like we just discussed. If you're sharing to your teammates for collaboration, I find that that's best to do at the workspace level. The eye icon will show the progress of the actions, as well as it will show the details of all previous actions. And then finally, the hamburger menu is where all actions that interact with success factors take place. Our future trainings will focus on those specific actions in the hamburger menu. Again, also in the lower right, there's a chat icon. This puts you directly in touch with our team. Reach out there to request for more training or submit a ticket. Additionally, you can find help desk articles and step-by-step instructions. If you don't see a chat on the lower right-hand corner, that simply means we need to whitelist Crisp, our chat icon feature. Lastly, utilize this breadcrumbs menu at the top to quickly navigate around the platform.
You can also search for actions based on the execution note. This dropdown allows you to change the language on the platform, or in the new home screen, you can find the recent actions that you've run at the bottom.
All right, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching.